When you're busking, you're selling something that most people don't even realize they want, you know? No one is walking into the BART station or exiting the BART station thinking, oh, I hope someone's there to sing me a song.
And basically what we're doing is we're sharing our love of music or art with the community. And it's up to the community to decide whether they want to have that or not.
But we're not the cause of problems. We're entertainers. We're not making no problems. We're making things happen.
I'm no player, I'm no pimp, I'm no hustler, I am working.
It's in my blood and my bones. It comes from my family. My whole family's musicians.
Music is universal, international. It goes all over the world because it heals people, makes people happy. And I'm not going to do nothing else but play my music. I'm the original bucket man.
The original fighting drummer, y'all. Here's some money. Thank you, sir.
Just the human race oftentimes overlooks talent and takes someone for granted. It's a sad situation, but that's the reality. Sometimes these people, they perform, they create, and unfortunately, most of them will be forgotten.
But I'm somebody. I'm not like the rest of these cats that can you spiritual change. No. I earn everything I do and I give it back. But some people hate me. I don't care. I mean, there's some terrible acts out here that don't need to be out here. True. But the only reason they're doing it because they don't want to do nothing else wrong or do a crime to get the money. So they got to try it, you know. But then someone taking advantage of this music on the street, they look at that dollar sign about it. You get your money, bye. It ain't worth it. Yeah, I need money too, but I don't have to get it if I don't get it. If I didn't earn it, I don't get it.
We met in Berkeley. He used to play on the campus here. You know, things were changing, and I told Larry, you know, come out to the city. You need to come out here and play in San Francisco. And he didn't want to come. He was totally against coming out here. He was like, nope, I'm not going to the city. And but eventually, I talked him into coming here. And been here ever since.
And they came up saying, we gotta give you a ticket. But I said, we already finished. You're disturbing the peace. Disturbing the peace. There's no noise, we know that, but they called us and we gotta do what we gotta do.
But I found myself in handcuffs and in the back of a police car for a half hour. I had my equipment confiscated, actually.
I gotta go to court May the 5th. My landlord, I owe $3,400. It's a long struggle, man, believe me.
San Francisco has a very rich history of busking. Until 2007, there wasn't really a permit system in place for street performers to legally perform. After 5 years of fighting for this system, they finally succeeded in passing the Fisherman's Wharf permit system.
Port property is considered a little bit different than, even though it belongs to the city and county of San Francisco, we operate under the Port Code, which is a different set of rules that allows us to manage the waterfront. For the most part, what the program does is allow street performers, which are musicians, acrobats, jugglers, magicians, to ply their craft on port property without the police hassling them. There are rules, and as long as they're within those rules, then they're allowed to perform.
Today, which is meeting day, musicians meeting day, this is the day that we get to pick for the following month. Each name of the person, the musician, or artist, or magician, or whatever it might be, their name gets called, and we pick a spot, and then we just keep doing that until we fill up the week. And each week takes about 2 hours, so you gotta have your Wheaties, so to speak, or get some good sleep.
Friday, the spot 2F from 4 to 10.
This is really cool to be in this kind of program because it's guaranteed that you have somewhere to play. The money's not guaranteed, but then again, like I said, this is what you make out of it. You gotta, you go out there. We all know that it's the street, man, and it's all about tips.
Les has become also sort of a standard for what we, like to see. He's a little loud sometimes, There's some people who say he's too loud, but he's such an ambassador for the wharf. He really is.
To be quite honest, nobody follows the noise ordinance down here. Nobody. But then you have the musician that has 5 different speakers and blaring them all at once, and you're like, you can't do anything about it,
You have your own spot and your own time. That's the greatest thing about this program, and that's probably why this program exists.
But outside of that district, San Francisco is kind of an open battlefield.
It's all out on the old railroad, all out on the sea, all out on the old railroad, far as I can see. Swing and turn, you live and learn. Swing and turn, you live and learn.
I gotta admit that I sort of like the Wild West aspect of the BART station, that anything can happen at any time feeling. Every time someone gives me, money for just standing there and singing, it feels like a miracle to me. I don't do it just for the money, but at the same time I make a living doing it, so I have to be conscious of that. But at some point, you just realize, yeah, I've been standing here for 2 hours and I've made $8, and this is brutal. This is brutal. No matter what, there's still gonna be times when it's really hard and where I'm thinking to myself, this is supernatural. I get people coming by sometimes who look at me like they just have no idea what I'm doing. But as long as I'm out there and I'm honestly doing the best I can and singing as sincerely as I can, ultimately there will be people who respond to it. And that's an amazing feeling, It can make a lot of difference to people. I know it because they tell me all the time, People have pointed out that I transformed the station for them and it made it a place that they wanted to walk through. I always try to be as friendly as possible to any other buskers. We all have our own methods. Everybody's got their own opinion on how long you should play in a spot and all that. But there are times when you will encounter someone who just doesn't have a grasp on common courtesy or common sense. So, you can be playing in a spot and then have a person come and set up way too close to you. Oh, he's just gonna go and set up and play right over there when I'm already playing here and completely disrespect me. When you've got 2 buskers playing too close to each other, it's just noise to the passersby, and you're just an annoyance, But I have managed to find some community, you know, with people like Sammy, and when I'm having a really bad day, I can text Sammy and complain to him about how bad of a day, and then he can be like, "Oh, brah, that's so bad. I feel for you," you know.
Jonah and I are more like compatriots. We think a lot alike about a lot of different things. We observe things kind of similarly. Jonah does very well. Yeah, Jonah does very well. But he has his rough days too.
Even if signs at first point to it being a bad day, I still try to give the day the benefit of the doubt, you know? One of my worst days recently, I made $49 in 5.5 hours. And one of my best days recently, in the BART anyway, I made $125 in the same amount of time.
That's it, man. I'll work on that quicker, faster.
This can all be yours.
Yeah.
If the buckets are right.
There you go, man. I've been in San Francisco for 20 years. I ain't been on the road in 20 years, so I'm dying to go. I'm ready to go fly.
Rattlesnake, oh rattlesnake, makes your teeth so white. I've been in the bottom all my life, and I ain't done nothing but bite. I said I ain't done nothing but bite. Man, I ain't done nothing but bite. Muskrat, oh muskrat, what makes you smell so bad? I've been in the bottom all my life till I'm mortified.